He's the playmaker, the Cowboys Hall of Famer, Michael Irvin, joining us on the show. What was your first concert you saw?
Oh, man. Dan, Luther Vandross. Vandross. I took my woman to hear Luther Vandross. He was our favorite.
Man. And that helps on a date, right?
Yeah, well, it helps on the date. Yeah, we got married.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well, DP, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm sort of exhausted by Deflategate. Now, I read where you said it's not a big deal. Is that true?
DP, what I said here is, because you know what people get with this, everybody started saying, oh, it's about the integrity of the game. I just simply explained this, that in my G-Wagon at this present time, I have a tire pressure monitor. And 3 tires say between 44 and 46, right? Now, the one tire is about 30. I cannot tell which tire is which. Are we going to destroy all that this man has done and all the greatness that this man has done on the football field and off the football field on a PSI? On a PSI, Dan, I just find that to be amazing. You want to find him? Find him. You want to say he tried to push and take advantage of it, but let's not make him Donaghy or the 1919 Black Sox. That's about where we got this thing.
How prevalent is this, though, Mike, around the league where, quarterbacks, I can't blame them. I'd want a football to my liking to be able to throw a football. The question is, how do you go about being able to get a football to your liking if you're a quarterback and not be breaking rules?
Well, and the question is here is an establishment of what the rules are and what are you breaking them or are you trying to get an advantage? Hey, Jerry Rice talks about stick 'em. No, I don't know that anybody even knew stick 'em was against the rules at the time. He was just trying to get an advantage. Now, you can put on, Dan, all the stick 'em in the world. But do you think you're going to catch footballs like Jerry Rice? No, you're not. It's not going to work like that. So, I don't think he's doing anything malicious. He was just trying to get in position to play his best game. And do you ever see that tape of him in the combine? With a body like that, this man has to try to get any advantage he can get. I'm not saying break the rules, but get some advantages.
Okay. Did the Cowboys have footballs that were catered to your liking or Emmett's liking or Troy's liking?
No, to Troy Aikman's liking, period. To Troy's liking, period. There were gloves that would come out at the time, and those gloves had this real sticky, tacky stuff on it. If you catch passes in those gloves and it messes up Troy's balls. He wouldn't allow you wearing them. The balls were to his liking. They rubbed them down to his likings. Now, I don't know about any PSIs. It's amazing what we're doing with this man over these so-called PSIs.
Well, I think that the rule is silly because I would let both quarterbacks have a ball to their liking. Therefore, there's no unfair advantage by either one of these guys. But I think what the NFL has a problem with is there a crime that they got the balls and they deflated them and the cover-up? And that's where I think the NFL came down hard on the Patriots.
Hey, I understand all that the NFL is doing, and they have to protect the NFL and the Shield. Okay, that's fine. But let us ultimately, who are going to have the say, take a deep breath on this and stop putting this man with those other kinds of things. The man, everybody is trying to get the footballs to where they want them. I just find that amazing. Now, if I had heard Tom Brady saying, I know the rule is 12 and a half, between 12 and 13 and a half. I don't care about the rule. You make my 9 PSI, period. And I said, oh, my God, that's ridiculous right there. That's crazy. But even in the reading that I've done in this Wells report and all of the text messages they got, You don't hear that. And let me say this, too. The other thing that people do here, we inflame a situation by putting other things in the situation. Like, oh, the guy got some football signs and jersey signs from Tom Brady. Let me tell you, all the guys that work around an NFL locker room, that's how players give them a little love, because you got guys walking around a locker room and have to take care of 60 grown men and act like kids. We throw clothes and everything all around the locker room. These guys have to come and clean it up. We know they're going to go and get footballs and sell them to their friends or take care. That's how we take care of them. That's how we take care of them. And I'm sure that's all Tom Brady was doing, was taking care of the equipment guys by signing the balls and jerseys. He was not signing them all saying, make mine 9 PSIs. I don't care what the NFL rules are. That's all I'm saying. Let's just be mindful of this.
He's Michael Irvin, the playmaker, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Do you think the ball boys ever prepared a ball for the Cowboys in Troy without his knowledge?
Well, you can prepare a ball, but ultimately it's going to touch Troy's hand, and it's got to be like when a football comes in, then it has this stuff on it like slimy glue. I don't know what it is, and the guys have to rub it down. They rub it down so it's not slippery in the hands of a quarterback. Troy even liked to grab more towards the back of the football and not the meat of the football. So you had to be very careful to make sure you get that stuff and rub them down so they don't slip out of his hands. But that's with every quarterback. It's with every quarterback. I just, Troy does it. Yes, Troy did it. Now, don't start. Troy certainly didn't break any rules or anything, and not to my knowledge. I'm sure he didn't talk about PSIs, not to my knowledge. But yes, those footballs had to be like Troy wanted them.
But it's not PSIs. We didn't know anything about it, but you can still have less air in a football because it feels better. You don't want a rock hard football, although we've heard Aaron Rodgers say he actually liked it overinflated.
Right, and that's another thing too. See, when they're talking about the guys checking the balls, I saw in a report where sometimes those balls at the end of the games were at 16 PSI.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Yeah, okay, right. And now, why we don't have to question this. I guess it was in the text. How did that happen? How did it get to 16 PSI and those things? So you know that there are things going down, and these guys don't want it to get. They don't want it to get to Tom with 16 PSI. Sit there, and Tom's looking at them funny. Now, trust me, the quarterback, yeah, they want the ball like they want it.
I'm surprised at the lack of support from other players with Tom Brady, because normally you'll get people, the players, who will support one another. I haven't seen that outpouring. Are the Patriots and Brady and Belichick that polarizing that the rest of the NFL is actually happy that this has happened?
Well, let me give you a little something here on this. I don't, they win a lot of games, and when you win a lot, you become polarizing. But on the other end of that, there are a lot of things that happen in the league, and we give quarterbacks so much love. We really do. All of our shows, we talk about quarterbacks up and down. So people are, I guess, it's a quarterback, and they're bringing on the quarterback's falling and all of that, and they're continuing to pile on to it, and he wins all the time. He has the most beautiful woman. This man has everything. Aren't we sick of this? That's just, I guess what it is. I'm surprised, too, that they are after Tom when he's been so exemplary off the football field. Has certainly been a master on the football field. I measure men in distance traveled. I hope we don't mark and mar all that this man has done when I look at this great distance he has traveled with this thing, Deflategate.
Did Jerry Rice cheat?
Man, I didn't call that cheating what Jerry Rice did either. I didn't even think about it, I don't even look at that as that. They brought in these new rules that you have to wear your pads and on your thigh pads now.
Yeah,
I was afraid because I thought all of that slowed me down. I wasn't that fast. So if I take the shell part out that really protects the pad, that protects your leg, and leave in the soft pad so it can look like I have a thigh pad, is that cheating? This is the kind of thing we're talking about. People are just trying to get some kind of little edge, and it's only a mental thing. It's probably the playing that ball or whatever, having the ball a little light. It's more of a mental thing than it really is saying I'm getting a competitive edge. Until I hear him say, I know it's supposed to be 12 and a half to 13 and a half, but I want it to be a 9 PSI. I just don't see it.
Your Cowboys are all in there, Mike. Randy Gregory, Leo Collins, Greg Hardy. Jerry's going for it.
Yeah, and let me. It's one of the reasons I've always said I love Jerry. Jerry gives guys opportunities. And he tries to use the greatest game in the world, which is football, to help save and give a guy a greater outcome. I don't care what anybody says. He's not afraid to take chances with people like that, and I will always love him for that. Now, as the Cowboys go, though, the one thing I did love is hearing things like Dez Bryant reach out to him when he brings in Leo Collins, because if the Cowboys are going to make this work, this has to be one of those bonds where everybody comes together and say, nobody wanted us. You heard what they said about us, but we'll go and show them now. Because collecting talent and then having talent collaborate on the field are two different things.
Always good to talk to you, Mike. Hope you're doing well.
It's always good talking with you also, buddy.
Thank you, Mike. That's Michael Irvin.